relationship was from your past. That person isn't going where God has called you to. Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to just give you a quick message that is in my heart about letting go. Something that I know for sure that hinders people from truly and fully living the lives that God has intended for them is the fact that they keep holding on to the old. You're still holding on to the old things. You're still holding on to your old ways. You're still holding on to your past life. See, God has saved you, and now He's like, look, daughter, I'm giving you a new life. I've given you your new identity in Christ. I have a good plan for your future, your destiny, your purpose. There is so much that God has in store for you once you've accepted Him into your life. And it requires a lot of letting go, a lot of detaching from the things of the world. Now, you see, okay, one example that I can use from the Bible is when Jesus called His disciples. You see a lot of them dropped their nets. You see some of them left the things that they were engaged in, they left the things that they were doing, they left the things that they were busy with, and they chose to follow God. The fishermen dropped their nets and they chose to follow God. He's saying, okay, God, I'm choosing to follow the path that you have set out for me, right? It takes trust. Letting go isn't always easy. There are things that you will let go of instantaneously, almost immediately, and there are other things that will require a process. But it's important to know and have that in your mind that you have to let go of things. I see a lot of Christians, what they do is they try to hold on to God, to try to take a hold of the destiny that He has for them, and at the same time still hold on tightly to the things of the world. There's no room for God if we keep living that way. There is no room for God if you're still holding on to your past life. There is no room for God if you refuse to let go of those distractions, those boys, those people who were once a bad influence of you. There are so many things that we have to let go of. People that you used to hang out with, they're still inviting you to the club, they're still inviting you to smoke. You have to say no. You have to let go of those things. You have to choose God daily. And faithfulness to God is by His Spirit. But faithfulness to God is something that we have to make up our minds about and say, you know what, I have to depart from my old ways of doing things. The enemy doesn't want you to let go. And so that's why I'm bringing this message today, because somebody needs to hear it. You need to let go. You're trying so hard to do both at the same time, and that's why you're not making progress. That's why you're not experiencing full healing. That's why you're not experiencing full deliverance. That's why you're not experiencing that fullness of life, that newness of life that God really wants you to enjoy now. Ask the Lord to help you to surrender to His will. Ask the Lord to teach you His ways. Ask Him to open your mind, open your understanding, to see things in a new way, to see what it means to walk with God. This walk with God is truly amazing. It may not always be easy, but it's nothing worth more than it. There's nothing worth more than walking with your Father. There's nothing worth more than being, in the arms and the hands of your Father, who has your best interest at heart. Whatever you are holding on to right now, it could be that relationship that no longer serves you. That relationship was from your past. That person isn't going where God has called you to. That friendship isn't going where God has called you to. See, when I say about becoming the woman that God has called us to be, that's a new version of you. That's an upgraded version of you. That's a grown version of you. That is the version that you are becoming, that we have to become, that we have to enter the process to become. This version of us, that version of you, the woman that God has called you to be, like, you have to know what is meant to be in her life and what is meant to not be there. What is going to hinder that growth and what needs to go. Like, what needs to remain, what needs to be cultivated, what do I need to start doing, what do I need to stop doing. So there's so many things that we have to let go of, because daily they can actually hinder that process or delay that process. And of others, let go of trying to please people above pleasing God. Let go of trying to be accepted in the world, of trying to look cool in the world, afraid of what people think. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say today, because look, the enemy is quite trickish. The enemy loves to keep God's daughters bound. Certain things happen in our lives. if you see that, oh, suddenly your ex is trying to come back into your life, it's not random. That's the enemy trying to trap you again. That's the enemy trying to send the wrong people into your life again. So you have to have a firm boundary. You have to be able to say no to the things that future you, to the things that the woman that you envision becoming doesn't need. There's so many things that she doesn't need. So you have to be willing to make those sacrifices. Now you have to be willing to, when you make decisions, you're thinking long term about the impact that it would have on your life. Is this godly? Is this thing sent by God? Is this a decision that will honor God? Is this a decision that's going to help with my process? Is this a decision that's going to, even impact the people around me in a good way or in a negative way? We have to be thinking like this, because life is truly spiritual. There's so many things that happen that we take lightly, that we think are casual, and we think that just happens, but they don't. So I'm saying, like, in summary, what I'm trying to say today is that let go and ask God for help. Ask God for help to let go of these things. And some of the things I'm saying are simpler than others in terms of letting go. There are addictions that will take more than your self-will to let go of. There are things that you have to pray and fast about to be able to fully let go of, but it is worth it. Spiritual growth, growing as a woman, everything requires us truly surrendering to God and being on our knees in prayer and fasting and asking God for his help, so that we can just be in that process the right way. This video has blessed someone today. I pray that the Lord helps you and empowers you to let go of things that no longer serve you in this life that you are meant to live. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment down below your thoughts if it's blessed you, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.